Git SSH config. What does SSH config mean? The SSH config file is a special file that tells your computer which SSH key to use and how to connect to different Git servers when working with Git. It means you use SSH for Git, and you may have multiple SSH keys, and you want Git to pick the right key automatically. So SSH config equals connection rules plus key mapping plus smart routing. Why SSH config matters? It is important because automatically selects the correct SSH key, prevents permission-denied errors, supports multiple Git accounts, simplifies Git commands, makes authentication predictable. Without SSH config, crossmark wrong SSH key is used, crossmark push and pull fail, crossmark account confusion, crossmark manual key switching, crossmark hard to debug. With SSH config, checkmark correct key is chosen, checkmark no conflicts, checkmark clean authentication, checkmark easy workflow, checkmark less stress. Why you might need SSH config? This usually happens when you have work and personal Git accounts. You use GitHub and GitLab. You use multiple SSH keys. You work for multiple companies. You manage many repositories. Without SSH config, crossmark SSH guesses the wrong key. Crossmark authentication fails. Crossmark access denied. Crossmark hard to control identity. With SSH config, checkmark each account uses its own key. Checkmark SSH knows which key to use. Checkmark push and pull work. Checkmark identity is correct. Typical situations where this is needed. Common scenarios. Work GitHub account. Personal GitHub account. GitHub plus GitLab. Bitbucket plus GitHub. Company repos plus open source repos. Example. Work repo means use work key. Personal repo means use personal key. Why? Same computer. Different accounts. Different permissions. Different SSH keys. Basic troubleshooting steps. First checks. Check SSH config file. Check key file paths. Check Git remote URL. Check which key is used. Test SSH connection. Why? Avoid wrong key. Prevent access errors. Confirm identity. Ensure correct mapping. Fix 1. Create or edit SSH config file. Use when you want SSH to follow custom rules. Result. SSH uses defined keys for each host. Why? Central control. Automatic selection. No manual switching. Warning danger. Crossmark syntax errors. Crossmark wrong file paths. Good practice. Checkmark use clear host names. Checkmark match key paths correctly. Checkmark keep file readable. Fix 2. Map SSH keys to hosts. Use when you want each Git service to use a specific key. Result. Correct key is used for each server. Why? No account conflict. Clean authentication. Easy multi-account use. Bad practice. Crossmark one key for all hosts. Crossmark no host aliases. Good practice. Checkmark use host aliases. Checkmark one key per account. Checkmark test after setup. Fix 3. Update Git remote URLs. Use when you want repositories to use SSH config rules. Result. Git connects using correct identity. Why? SSH config is applied. No permission denied. Predictable behavior. Warning danger. Crossmark using HTTPS instead of SSH. Crossmark wrong hostname in URL. Good practice. Checkmark use SSH URLs. Checkmark match host alias. Checkmark test push and pull. Fix 4. Debug SSH config problems. Use when authentication fails. Wrong account is used. Permission denied appears. Result. Correct key is used again. Why? Fix broken access. Restore workflow. Avoid downtime. Good practice. Checkmark check config syntax. Checkmark check loaded keys. Checkmark test connection. Checkmark verify remote. Daily workflow to use SSH config safely. Safe workflow. Use SSH config file. Use named SSH keys. Test connections. Use SSH remotes. Keep config organized. Why? No confusion. No auth errors. Faster work. Clean setup. Common mistakes that cause SSH config issues. No SSH config file. Wrong key path. Wrong host name. Using HTTPS. Duplicate entries. Why? SSH ignores rules. Permission denied. Push blocked. Identity mismatch. SSH config structure example. Good structure. Host work GitHub. Identity file work _ key. Host personal GitHub. Identity file personal _ key. Bad structure. One host only. One key only. No structure. Why? Easy mapping. Easy maintenance. No guessing. How SSH config affects teams. When done wrong. Wrong commits. Wrong account. Access denied. Delays. When done right. Checkmark correct identity. Checkmark secure access. Checkmark no conflicts. Checkmark smooth teamwork. Real life analogy. SSH config is like contact list in your phone. Mom means call mom. Boss means call boss. Same number for all equals confusion. Different contacts equals clarity. In simple words, SSH config means tell your computer which SSH key to use. Match key to account. Let Git connect automatically. Fix equals. Create config. Map keys. Update remotes. Work safely. Best practices for SSH config. Use. Checkmark one key per account. Checkmark clear host names. Checkmark SSH config file. Checkmark SSH remotes. Checkmark test connections. Avoid. Crossmark one key for all. Crossmark no config file. Crossmark wrong remotes. Crossmark hard-coded passwords. Crossmark guessing identity. SSH config helps you manage multiple Git accounts. Avoid authentication conflicts. Control which key is used. Simplify Git connections. Save time. A good Git SSH setup. Checkmark uses SSH config. Checkmark uses separate keys. Checkmark prevents mistakes. Checkmark supports teamwork. Checkmark builds confidence.